It all started when some old photos and video clips reappeared on various social media platforms. At first, the upload looked normal. A brief glance at the award ceremony, a moment of laughter in the crowd, to the similarity of the agenda that is considered unintentional. But the internet works in a very fast way. In a matter of hours, thousands of comments began to appear. Jungkook and Lisa's names immediately entered the trending list in various countries. Many fans began to connect one moment with another, as if there was a common thread that the public had not yet known. South Korean to international entertainment media does not stay silent. Several major portals are starting to make a lengthy analysis of why the interaction of these two global stars always manages to steal attention. Some highlight their natural chemistry. Some discuss how the public never seems to get tired of talking about both of them. Even some entertainment journalists call this phenomenon as a popular mystery that continues to live on the internet. The more discussed, the greater the public's curiosity. On the other hand, the fans are divided into two big camps. Some consider all of this to be just excessive speculation built by the media in order to attract the attention of readers. They believe that Jungkook and Lisa are just two superstars who happen to be at the same level of popularity, so that every moment they will automatically go viral. But some others feel that there's a reason why their names continue to be juxtaposed. They assess that there's a certain aura that makes it difficult for the public to ignore the symbolic relationship between the two. What makes the situation more interesting is the silence from both sides of the agency. There is no big clarification. There is no long rebuttal. Everything went as usual, but that's where the public felt more curious. In the Korean entertainment world, silence is often considered more noisy than an official statement. When the media continues to dig into the facts while there is no definite answer, the space for speculation becomes wider. Some pop culture observers have even started to discuss this phenomenon from the psychological side of global fans. They judge that the modern public really likes mysterious narratives. When two big figures like Jungkook and Lisa appear in one conversation, the internet automatically forms its own story. People start looking for patterns, paying attention to body language, to connecting their work schedules. Small things that are actually ordinary suddenly look like big clues. But behind all that speculation, there is one fact that cannot be denied. Jungkook and Lisa's popularity is indeed at an extremely high level. Their every step has always been the world's public consumption. Jungkook is known as a figure who has a very strong influence in the global music industry with BTS. Meanwhile, Lisa has built a very dominant international image with Blackpink and her solo activities. When two names of that size are on the same topic of conversation, the internet is almost impossible to stay calm. The situation is getting hotter when some fan accounts start comparing old moments that have never been noticed by the public before. They collected pieces of videos from different years and compiled them into a long theory. Those videos then went viral and watched millions of times. Many people who were initially not interested finally became curious. This phenomenon proves that the power of social media is able to turn small details into global topics in a short time. In the midst of a lot of speculation, some fans are starting to feel worried about the pressure received by their idols. They remind that Jungkook and Lisa are ordinary humans whose every move is always watched by the public. Not a few fans ask the media to stop exaggerating things that are not necessarily true. But ironically, the more the public tries to stop the discussion, the greater the curiosity of people. There are also those who see this phenomenon as proof of how strong the influence of K-pop culture is today. In the past, rumors or speculations of artists may only be crowded in one country. Now, just one photo can trigger a global discussion across languages and countries. Jungkook and Lisa become a real example of how the modern generation of idols is not only seen as singers, but also a symbol of world pop culture that continues to be noticed at all times. Some foreign media even called the narrative relationship between Jungkook and Lisa as the longest-lasting internet phenomenon. Not because there's great evidence, but because the public keeps that curiosity alive. Each of their new appearances is always considered to have a hidden meaning. Even when the two only appear in different shows at almost the same time, the internet can immediately be filled with new theories. Behind all the hustle and bustle, many people actually realize that most of the stories that are circulating are just public interpretations. But the entertainment world always lives from curiosity. The media needs public attention, while the public likes stories that feel mysterious and emotional. That combination is what makes Jungkook and Lisa's names continue to be a big topic. Now, the biggest question is still hanging in the minds of many people. Is it true that there's a big story behind all this attention? Or is it all just the result of the imagination of the internet that is too far to read every little detail? No one really knows the answer. But one thing is for sure, as long as the names of Jungkook and Lisa are still the two biggest icons of the global entertainment industry, every moment of them will always have an extraordinary charm. And maybe that's the real reason why the media never stops digging for facts. Because in the digital era like now, public curiosity is the biggest power. As long as people still want to know, the story about Jungkook and Lisa will continue to live, develop, and become the endless world's talk of conversation. The wave of talk about Jungkook and Lisa is actually getting bigger when some entertainment media started to bring up another side that was rarely discussed before. It is no longer just about a short interaction or viral videos circulating on the internet, but about how these two names are slowly turning into symbols of global public curiosity. Every time the discussion about them begins to subside, there is always a new moment that again attracts the attention of netizens. As if there is a great power that makes the names of Jungkook and Lisa never really disappear from the virtual conversation. Many fans began to realize that this phenomenon felt different compared to other idol rumors. Usually, a viral issue only lasts a few days before being replaced by a new topic. But the story about Jungkook and Lisa keeps repeating in different forms. Sometimes it comes from old videos, sometimes from newly discovered photos, sometimes even just from a small reaction that is considered to have a hidden meaning. Surprisingly, the public always comes back to discuss it with the same enthusiasm. In various international fan communities, the discussion about them has even turned into a long theory that continues to grow. Some believe that the media deliberately maintains this narrative because they know that Jungkook and Lisa's names can attract the attention of millions of readers in just a matter of minutes. But there are also those who feel that the public is actually looking for something more emotional behind all that. They see Jungkook and Lisa not only as famous idols, but two big figures who are considered to have a mysterious and unpredictable aura. This phenomenon is even more interesting when some entertainment journalists began to observe the media's attention pattern towards the two. Every time Jungkook appears in a big event with BTS, Lisa's name is almost always mentioned in online conversations. Likewise, vice versa. When Lisa stole attention with Blackpink or her solo activities, the public again connected her with Jungkook. That situation makes many people wonder, is this just a coincidence of the social media algorithm? Or is there a certain attraction that makes the public always connect the two? One of the things that makes this issue even more dramatic is the reaction of global fans that is very emotional. There are fans who consider this discussion as something fun and entertaining. They enjoy how the internet continues to find small details that were previously invisible. But on the other hand, there are also fans who feel tired because their idols continue to be the target of endless speculation. Some even judge that the media is too far to lead public opinion in order to get clicks and attention. Even so, the attention to Jungkook and Lisa seems to be unstoppable. Every upload related to them almost always goes viral. Even big accounts on social media are starting to make this topic the main content, because of the high interaction from the public. Not a few videos of their discussion that reached millions of viewers in just a short time. That phenomenon shows that the public's curiosity towards these two idols has turned into something much bigger than just an ordinary rumor. What makes the atmosphere more intense is how the public begins to pay attention to the expressions and body language of both of them at every opportunity. A small smile can turn into a long analysis material. A quick glance can trigger thousands of comments. The internet doesn't seem to want to miss a single detail. Even some fans said that the narrative relationship between Jungkook and Lisa is like an endless series that is constantly updated by social media every day. In the midst of all those highlights, many people begin to see the human side of Jungkook and Lisa. Being a global superstar means living under the supervision of millions of eyes. There is no small space that can really escape the public's attention. Everything can be interpreted differently by the internet. This situation is what makes some fans feel pity and amazed at how both of them remain calm in the midst of great pressure. Several observers of the Korean entertainment industry have also begun to discuss how changes in the digital era make rumors and speculations grow much faster than before. In the past, an issue may only spread through certain forums. Now, a video that lasts a few seconds can immediately become a global trend and be translated into various languages in a short time. Jungkook and Lisa are at the center of that phenomenon because their influence is indeed very big in the international entertainment world. But the more the media tries to dig into the facts, the more the public feels that there is something that has not been fully revealed. The feeling that there's a big story behind everything is actually the main fuel that keeps this topic alive. Many netizens admit that they themselves do not know why they are always interested in following the development of the issue. But every time Jungkook and Lisa's names appear together in one headline, the curiosity reappears beyond explanation. On the other hand, some fans are trying to bring this discussion to a more positive direction. They said that this viral phenomenon actually shows how big the influence of Jungkook and Lisa as global icons. Not all artists are able to create that much attention just from small details. Their popularity has gone beyond the limits of the music industry and turned into a world pop culture phenomenon. Until today, there is no definite answer regarding all the speculations that are circulating. There is no big confession, no official confirmation, and no fact that really ends the public's curiosity. But maybe that's what makes this story continue. Mystery always has an attraction that is difficult for humans to fight. And as long as the internet is still filled with curiosity, Jungkook and Lisa's names seem to continue to be the center of attention that will never really go out.